Hey, I'm going to talk about how I manifested my job and kind of my journey going through that. This was a few years ago. It was, I wanted a new job at the end of 2016, and I got the new job at the beginning of 2017. So I was still really new to the whole idea of manifesting, and I had decided that this was something that I wanted. I'd kind of sort of been working towards this new job for a little while. I got the certification that I needed, and I was really just working on methods to do it. Now, I say that I manifested it in 3 months. That's kind of misleading. What I did with 3 months was in November, or at the end of November, I had taken this Christy Marie Sheldon course, and it's on Mindvalley, and it was one of the few things I've ever really paid for, and with the intention of just getting better at manifesting. And so from the time I bought the course to the time that I started my new job was less than 3 months. So it was the end of November, and then it was the beginning of February that I started my new job. So that's really how I'm measuring the time span here. But I had been kind of working towards it for a little while. You have to take your cert and get all kinds of stuff going to get into I'm into safety, so I got my OHST so that I could work in a higher level safety position. So I took this course in, like I said, at the end of November 2016, and I know this because I went back in my journal. I just happened to write about it in there, and I was fully expecting to get a promotion within my department, and when that didn't happen, because the job opening had come about, and I fully expected to get it, and this was in December, so I'd been doing, I'd done this course, and I really just thought, dang, this is it. I can't believe it happened that fast. I fully expected to get the job. That didn't happen. I was pretty devastated when I got the news, and I let myself kind of hang out there. I think at any kind of news like that, you're definitely going to take it. Most people are like, great, I didn't get the job. So I didn't get the job, and I probably let myself dwell on that or kind of be grumpy over it for a couple days, maybe 3 days. And then according to this course, right? And I guess I'm comparing it to when you plant a seed. So when you try and manifest something, you plant a seed, and then it starts to grow roots because you're excited about it and you're expecting it and you're doing all the right things. So it's growing the roots and it's kind of getting bigger underneath the surface. And then something happens, it's taking too long, or there was a bump in the road, or whatever it was. Like for me, it was not getting the job, and I was, not feeling great about the whole situation. But it's like right about to reach the top, and then you start not believing it, and then you start doubting it, and then you don't actually get the evidence of it because you just didn't give it enough time, or whatever the reason is. So keeping that in mind, I kind of jumped right back on the horse, and I said, all right, well, I believe that I'm going to get this job. I still believe I'm going to get this job. I was still doing my visualizations and being excited about it. And then I thought, well, maybe this is why I didn't get the job. Maybe I need to start, because I wasn't searching for jobs outside of the department. I just fully expected to get promoted within my department. So then I started looking online for other jobs, and kind of expected that to be the way that I was going to get this job. That ended up not being the way that I got the job. It ended up being something else within the department. Somebody higher level had kind of figured out learned that I didn't get the promotion, and thought I was worth giving a chance. And so he just kind of moved me into another spot, and another subsidiary of the corporation that I work for. And so that was really how I got this, and it was totally unexpected. And I think that's one of the main things that I've learned throughout this is not to focus on how it's going to happen, because it's unlikely that it's going to happen that way most of the time, or at least a good portion of the time, but really just to focus on what it is that you want and why you want it, and feel good in it. And so when I took this course, I think the two main tactics that I really remember doing was the visualizations. And that's really big in manifesting, right? So you imagine what it is that you want, you get excited about it, you expect it, you're basically just living in the feeling of having it. And then the other one that I really liked was from Christy Marie Sheldon. The course that I took from her was she said that she would just do blessings, like blessings to her family, blessings to her friends, blessings to the mailbox, blessings to her day, blessings to all kinds of stuff. She would just bless anything. And so I started, doing that. I would do blessings to the people that I saw throughout my day and to my kids and et cetera, et cetera. And I think the reason that I like this one was because when I'm doing blessings, I'm not thinking about anything negative. It feels good. Like thinking about a light, thinking about maybe possibly making somebody's day just a little bit better. So those are really the two things that I remember vividly working on and practicing during this whole process. And it worked out really well. Like I said, it was within 3 months that I got the job, and I got, I started making a lot more money. It was a really interesting job. It ended up being a much better job than had I gotten the promotion within my department that I had originally so deeply wanted. So it ended up working out way better in the end. And I think that, I'm glad I'm making this video, because currently I'm a little bit ready for something new. So I think I'm gonna reinstall those, or retry, reboot those tactics, and get specific and maybe move on to something different, something that excites me a little bit more than where I'm at right now, because I really do like my job, but I'm a creature of boredom. I get bored easily. I like learning. I like being stimulated and having new environments and being on my toes. Routine is something that I'm not a huge fan of. So I've been in this position now for 3 years. That's a lie. It's I got 2017, so February of 2017 is when I started. So two and a half, almost 2.5 years. But yeah, so a couple of different tactics that I would recommend, and I've learned a lot throughout my whole manifesting career. And like I said, it's been about 3 years since I've started the whole manifesting process, and I've learned a bunch of different ways to do it. But I think the focus right then was visualizations and blessings, and really just not letting that that bump bring me down and keep me down. Like, yeah, I gave myself a couple of days of just kind of being grumpy and not being pleased about the whole situation, and letting myself hang out there. But then as quickly as I could at the time, I worked myself back into being excited about getting the job that I wanted, and the visualizations, and really just having faith and knowing that it was coming. And it did come really quickly. I mean, 3 months is a pretty short amount of time. For me, I think it is. You might have a different opinion, especially because I had been kind of working towards getting a job for a little bit before then. But like I said, that's kind of when I count it, because that's when I was like, okay, I'm going to start applying this to this goal right now. And it was 3 months later, I had a new job, and it was pretty exciting. It was one of the bigger things that I manifested, and it was pretty early on in figuring out the whole manifesting process. So hopefully you like the story, and yeah, I'll try and post some more successes that I've had.